We welcome in Ryan Wills, who is the head volleyball coach at the University of Tulsa, and the Golden Hurricane coming off of a sweep of the Memphis Tigers on the road. Tell us about how the weekend went last weekend.
It went well. I mean, we went to Memphis and we only dropped one set and win 2 matches. So, it feels good. We're only into the season just a little bit. That's our 3rd and 4th match of the year. And, we talked a lot about trying to find our identity as a team. And sometimes that takes time, especially when some people that have played a lot over the last few years have graduated. So it was nice to kind of watch some of the things that we talked about. We know, or we believe that this will be part of our team in terms of our offensive efficiency. It started to really show in those matches, and some people stepped up in some huge ways. So it was fun to go on the road and go 2-0.
So trying to find a little identity, obviously, as all teams do, but so you know a little more about your team now.
Yeah, it's we've always said we've always built this on defense, and the one thing that we keep telling our girls is as soon as our offense starts to come around to the level we want it to, then watch what the program can do, because we're always good to great at defense, and we still had some of those good defensive parts, and that really showed on day 2, and then we could dominate. But the reality is, offensively, Rosa stepped up big time and really set the offense at a really high level. And you got to give credit to our attackers as well. They were extremely efficient. I mean, our hitting number was off the charts, and so it takes pressure off your defense when you can do that. And it was fun to watch that, and it just allowed a little bit more consistency through the match. And Ben and Brittany have worked really hard with our attackers over the last year, and we've had a lot of time, and it's really starting to show right now. So that was really fun to watch.
And Rosa Raudio is the American Athletic Conference Offensive Player of the Week, and as a setter, she's kind of the quarterback, isn't she? And
yeah.
It takes a good pass to her to set everything up, and some of that was going well, obviously, but she really set the table for you, didn't she?
Yeah, she did, and it's funny because I use those quarterback analogies. Problem is she's from Finland, so it doesn't really sink in with her, and I got to find a way to kind of talk about things a little bit differently with her. But yes, it is definitely a quarterback position on the floor, and she did an amazing job at it. She adds some elements of being able to move the ball around and set the ball the long ways, which makes it hard to defend for the middle blockers on the other side that have to run side to side and try to block it. So she did a great job, and it's hard to get Offensive Player of the Week when you're a setter.
Right.
We only have Defensive Player of the Week and Offensive Player of the Week. We've been talking about potentially adding a Setter of the Week because your attackers usually get those numbers and get that recognition, but in other sports like football, quarterback gets a lot of the recognition. And so in order to do that, it's not easy, and your offense has to be extremely efficient, and people have to see those numbers at a really high level in order for her to get it. And she's been working really hard, so I'm glad for her to be able to get that award this week.
Yeah, 48 assists, 12 per set. That's a really high average for any setter. And one of the people that benefited from it was Kylie Treflick, and she really emerged. The transfer from Texas Tech had a great couple of matches, didn't she?
Yeah, she stepped up for us in a huge way, and she was fun to watch throughout the weekend and help her understand the game. Ben did a really good job of kind of managing her and understanding what the defense was doing. She's a very cerebral player, and she knows where the defense is at. She's always trying to figure out where can I get an advantage, where can I go to a secondary shot if she doesn't have her primary swing that she wants. And she did a great job of moving the ball around, keeping their defense on their toes, and but also didn't have the airs with it. A lot of times athletes, when they get into that secondary mode or that plan B or that plan C, they start to have a lot of errors, and she was extremely efficient. So that was it was fun to watch. It was a boost that we needed as a team.
On the defensive side, you were a little bit vulnerable in the Wichita State matches to the middle attack, and you kind of shored that up a little bit. Your middle defense much better against Memphis, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, that's ironically, that was one of the keys to the second match of the weekend, of us being able to win in 3 and being a little bit more control of the match. The first match, they actually did a great job with their middle attack. One girl was a 5th-year senior for them. I think she had 20 kills and hit like 400, and we had a hard time making some adjustments. And then over that night, we were able to look at some video, really be able to show some things, and they did a beautiful job of executing what we needed to do against them. And that same girl, I think, had 1 kill and hit 0 the next day, which is hard to do. It's one thing if that's a 1st or 2nd-year kid to be able to maybe get in their head and stop them. That's a 5th-year senior that's played in a great program for 4 years. And to be able to do that against her, I was extremely proud of our defensive adjustments over the course of 2 days. And that's the next step for us is we have a very intelligent team. and they'll work through problems. They will get there. We just got to get to a point where we can do it faster, and that's probably our next step defensively.
And Coach, now it's back home again against Houston, and Houston is really good. They're 4-0 so far, and right now kind of on top of the table.
Yeah, they are. They're leading the standings in the West, and they've won some really good non-conference matches as well. They have outside hitters that can produce at a high level. They're going to play aggressive. They're going to have an aggressive game plan. And so we split with them last year, and there were some fun matches. So we have a lot of Texas kids on our roster, a lot of kids from that area. So it's always a great match. We're going to know each other to some extent from a volleyball perspective, but there's also always personal relationships when you have a lot of people from the same area. So it's going to be an exciting weekend.
4 o'clock on Friday, 1 o'clock on Saturday. Tulsa taking on Houston right here at the Reynolds Center, and of course on ESPN Plus. And obviously, just a quick comment: ESPN Plus has been a big plus, hasn't it? Great to have those games, especially if fans can't get to games. Great to have those up.
Yeah, it's great to have that ESPN brand behind us and the quality of the production. And we believe we have, in the sport of volleyball, we just believe we have a great product for people. And the more eyes that get on it and the more people that get to see it, when it's live, people do get attached to it because it's fast and it's athletic. The girls are playing hard. And just the more people we can have seeing it, it's great for the University of Tulsa. It's great for our brand. It's great for the girls. So without a doubt, we love having them on board.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Ryan Wills, University of Tulsa Volleyball.